Hey party people, Andrew here at SHOT 2023 with Evan from Griffin Armament. Walk us through, what are we looking at today?
Yeah, so the company has spent the last several years investing R&D time and dollars into a new mounting system and a series of silencers to support that.
Okay.
So on this Griffin Mark I carbine, I have a DUAL-LOK HRT suppressor. This is part of our DUAL-LOK series. We have a total of 5 models in this series. This suppressor is the shortest one, and it's the only one with a tube-over construction. The other ones are tubeless.
Yeah, that's where the baffle stack is. Each baffle is welded to the next baffle. Correct. Instead of having a stack and then a sleeve over.
Yep. So the DUAL-LOK mounting system is pretty cool. We wanted to confront all of the normal issues that QD systems face, like POI shift, accuracy, dependability, durability, complexity of use, all those false locking, all that type of stuff. We wanted to eliminate all of those things in something that's relatively easy to use. So just to quick show you how it works, this collar in the rear, you pull down, unlock it, then you can screw it onto the mount, which has a taper for accuracy, and an Acme thread for speed of attachment. So you kind of just tighten it up on that taper firmly, rotate the locking collar, and it'll automatically spring to the rear, and it's locked. So that's how the locking system works. We have a variety of muzzle devices to support these silencers, as well as a couple different options for you in the family. So this would be one of the tubeless silencers. You can see that it has these visible laser welds, which are actually really nice and very high quality. Laser welding allows for ideal penetration of the weld. It's just a higher quality welding process than TIG. We still use TIG for certain applications where it's really merited, but for the tubeless silencers, we ended up going to the laser welding process. These silencers feature our EcoFlow baffle technology, so they have very reduced blowback. So on your AR-15s, your semi-automatic weapons, they're going to have a lot less back pressure noticeable to the shooter, which is nice. That's something that has been a big deal with silencers over the last 5-7 years. As more people start using them, especially on AR-15s and things like that, they start to realize, hey, these things are kind of gassy, and so we've spent a lot of time working on ways with the baffles to reduce that. So this also incorporates that patent-pending EcoFlow baffle system. You can see it also ports gas out of the end cap, so we're really trying to reduce gas throughout the system internally and externally. You can see the features. So this is what's really cool about this is that not only do you get this really high quality mounting system, but it's in a silencer that only weighs 12 ounces. Yeah,
these are pretty light. I mean,
for a 30-gal silencer, that's pretty remarkable.
These aren't inert, like a lot of the companies out here have inert hands, for obvious reasons. It's harder to control these NFA devices than, we don't want...
we prefer to bring live product to the show so that people can actually...
Yeah. When I pick it up, I can tell that's what it actually weighs.
Right, and you can look down it and you can see the baffle geometry and the porting and all that kind of thing. So we have several options for that. We're also doing, though, which is cool, we're bringing back over-the-barrel silencers in this family. So I have a PSR 5 here, which is precision suppressor rifle. So the PSR 5 is kind of that take on the old school reflex suppressor, but it does it with, current technology, which is really cool.
I want to hear a little bit about the current thoughts on reflex. I own a reflex from another maker that was discontinued years ago. I like the silencer.
Right.
It has very low POI shift, and I'm happy with it. It's an older technology. People have told me that the volume of gas that you get behind the muzzle is less efficiently used than the volume of silencer that you get behind the muzzle is a lot less efficient than what's in front of the muzzle.
Yeah, that's correct.
So in today's world, it used to be the reason you'd have a reflex is mainly you get theoretically some more volume, but it's not that efficient. and maybe a little less gas back. Is that still the reason we're doing it, or are there better reasons to do a reflex can these days?
So yeah, I mean, the theory is still the same, right? That you do get a larger blast chamber. So the blast chamber on this silencer, I want to say, yeah, the first baffle goes up to here. So almost more than half of the length of the total silencer is blast chamber. What that's going to do for you is reduce blowback even further than what people can do with baffles and things like that. So that's one of the big things. And
so less gas in the face.
Right. And in doing that, the only way to successfully do that, because you said it's the gas behind the muzzle is less efficient, it's hard to get gas to move backwards. The only way to do that is to play with the baffle support to try to get that to actually work out and happen. If you look inside here, you'll see there's a series of basically clover leaves around the front muzzle support, which allow us to really open that space while still supporting the muzzle device for accuracy, because the front support of the silencer indexes with the front of the PSR muzzle device. So you actually you have an index position here up front, but that's been alleviated with machine features to allow gas to move back into that space. So we actually are effectively using that space.
So we're sitting about like that?
Yep.
Oh, probably along with that well?
Yep. So we are using that space. That's for the front support. And then additionally to that, so yes, that's one of the big benefits. The other benefit is accuracy and repeatable point of impact shift.
It's more rigid because it's touching the can in more than one place.
Right, exactly. So if you have a short muzzle device like this, you're deriving your accuracy from the taper, which is down here, and the thread and the locking mechanism.
So there's more leverage for, as the barrel whips, the can moves around.
Yeah.
And there's more leverage when you've got such a short mounting surface versus.
Yeah, the span of the 2 points is very short on a traditional muzzle device, whereas on a reflex silencer, if it's engineered properly, we're supporting the silencer on the front of this muzzle device, and then again on the rear taper down here. So we have the silencer is being supported by, 5 times the length of the span on the shorter device. So essentially, what that means is that even if you were to damage the thread or something on the silencer, or damage even the taper back here, you'd still have a very accurate silencer. And this is seen in history. If you look back 20, 30 years, the Marine Corps and Army sniper communities have used reflex silencers quite extensively, and we believe that's one of the reasons why. Because the silencer is inherently going to be more accurate because you're locking it down over a longer span. I like to tell people, think about the barrel on a PKM Soviet belt-fed weapon. When you do a barrel change on that barrel, the barrel trunnion, the length of the barrel, is like of that part that actually goes into the receiver, is about 4 inches long, this shank. So that makes it super rigid. That's why the PKM is so accurate. Even though everything else is stamped and riveted and it looks like shit, but the gun is actually very accurate because of that.
Lever, fulcrum, moment arm.
Exactly. So
high school stuff.
Yep, high school stuff. So basically, the DUAL-LOK system is something that we've done a lot of development with. I can't remember exactly how many products it is off the top of my head, but this series we are it is in trial with the military right now. That was one of the reasons why we wanted to produce it. We wanted to produce a silencer system that was worthy of analysis by the DoD, and we've been selling it to not just law enforcement and government, but also consumers. Consumers can buy it, but it is something that we're very excited about, and we will be producing for a long time.
Okay. So everything we've walked through today is available right now.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, being NFA devices, there's always the government getting in the way of it. But these products are out at dealers, and if your local dealer doesn't have it, you can have it transferred on a Form 3.
Yep.
You've got it in stock, right?
Yep.
Can you? We've talked about a lot of different things, but can you hit a couple of high points on pricing for us?
So pricing on this line, just due to the complexity of manufacturing, it is a little bit higher than you'd see out of some of the Griffin products, but it's in that $1,000 range, right around there.
And of course, it's obviously going to vary depending on the
the
You've got so
PSR
many
silencers. These are the more expensive of the models. They're around $1,200 MSRP, although they do include a muzzle device. The shorter muzzle attached ones, like the DUAL-LOK 7 or the DUAL-LOK 5, I want to say they're about 1,000 MSRP. But again, they do include a muzzle device as well.
And of course, all the exact pricing is going to be available on your website, which is
griffinarmament.com. And the street pricing for these items are typically much lower as well.
Of course.
So thanks for
Evan,
stopping by. We really
thank
appreciate you guys.
Thank you for taking the time to walk me through all this stuff. Thank you for your patience. Thank you guys for watching. Please give a shout out to our sponsors. Stop by their sites and whatnot, because we couldn't do this without them. I love you.